friends, a very warm welcome. I am back with my next AngularJS tutorial. It's the tutorial number 3. In the last tutorial, we learned about the AngularJS directives. Let's see what we will learn this time. We will learn about AngularJS expressions and AngularJS controllers this time. What are AngularJS expressions? AngularJS binds data to HTML using expressions. AngularJS expressions can be written inside double braces or inside a directive called ngbind. AngularJS expressions can contain literals, operators, and variables. Example, you can include literals inside double braces. Suppose I need to add 6 and 10, it will display 16 on the screen. I can also include variables inside double braces, so the employee name and company will be displayed on screen as concatenated, separated by a space. Let's see how I use it in my code. This is the code for my page. I have two input controls. I have registered my app here and I have declared it with the body tag. So it tells me that my application starts with the body tag. Now let me show you how my page looks in the browser. This is how my page looks. I have two input controls, first name and last name. Now I can include expressions in two ways. The first is through double braces. Suppose I need to add two numerals, 6 plus 10. Then, and the other way to use expressions is to use it through ngbind. So I include a span tag here. Then inside of it I write ngbind directive. Here I can give whatever expression I want to give. 6 plus 10. Here, let me give it a break. Then same here. Let me write some text to differentiate both the syntaxes. Double braces expressions, then ngbind expressions. So now I save my page, I go back to browser, I refresh it. Here you can see 6 plus 10, 16. Both the values are same and we use different syntaxes for the expression. One using double braces and the other using ngbind. Similarly, I can include variables in place of literals like first name and last name. Separated by space. Same expression I can copy and paste here for ngbind. I save my page and go to the browser. I refresh the browser. Now let me type in some first name here. Suppose I type Barack and last name Obama. See, as I was typing, my expression was getting updated automatically. So Barack Obama has been displayed concatenated here in the ng bind expression and double braces expressions. So you see, you can use variables in place of literals here. And since first name and last name properties are bound to these two input tags, as soon as their value changes, the value of the expressions change as well. Now, let's see what are AngularJS controllers. A controller is a JavaScript object containing attributes or properties and functions. A controller is defined by a JavaScript constructor function which accepts $scope as a parameter which refers to the application or module that controller is to control. When a controller is attached to the DOM via the ngController directive, AngularJS will instantiate a new controller object using the specified controller's constructor function. A new child scope will be created and made available as an injectable parameter to the controller's constructor function as $scope. Now, to include a controller, we use the module and its controller function. Here we give the controller a name, say ng controller, then a function, and here $scope. Then here you can see the constructor of the controller accepts a $scope parameter. Now using this $scope parameter, we can define the model for the controller. We can define variables or properties and functions for controller. Let's see how we do it. $scope dot first name equal to, say, Park. Then $scope dot last name equal to Obama. Then I define a function called change name. Herein I will change the value of the already declared two variables, first name and last name. Say I change the first name to Donald and last name to Trump. Now I'll have to declare the the controller with a tag. Say I declare the controller with body tag. I can do so with the help of a directive ngController, and I'll mention the name of the controller here. So now this whole body is the context of the controller, so I can use these two variables and this method within the body tag. So now, since the controller is associated with the body tag, now all the controls within the body tag will use the values from the controller definition. See, these two input types have first name and last name model properties. These will pick the values from the controller definition, and the default values are Barack and Obama. And these two expressions too are using values from the controller definition. Now here's how my page looks. Barack Obama. Now I'll use the change name function to change the value of first name and last name. Let's see how I do it. Now to change the name, I will use this function change name. For using it, I will include a button. And an ng click directive that will be used to direct to this function that will ultimately change the values of first name and last name properties. Here the name of the function. Here is it. So I save it. So you will observe that after clicking this button, the values of first name and last name will change. And with it, the values of the input controls and the expressions will also get updated. Let's see. Here's the screen. I refresh it. Now I click change name button. There you can see Barack Obama has been updated to Donald Trump, and it's getting reflected in the input controls and these two expressions. So this is how controllers can help us build our model, and then we can bind those model properties using the directives, and we can display the values of the models using expressions. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please subscribe, like and comment. Until then, enjoy and practice a lot more. Thank you.